So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video on camera edition. Go ahead and cue that theme song. Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say Chioma Chats, Chioma Chats, say Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats, hey, grab a snack and bring it back, hey, Chioma Chats, it's Chioma Chats, hey, get it, twerk, shake your ponytail, you better twerk, let me fix myself up. I got a little bit too hyped there, but you know I gotta hype up my own song. Thank you to one of my subscribers for sending me an official beat to the Chioma Chats theme song. So I'll be getting in the studio working on that so we can have an official soundtrack so I don't always have to do it anymore, right? That's what y'all wanted, that's what y'all gonna get. So moving on, today's video is going to be very good because I feel like we are still talking about this topic of beauty, image, confidence, which is very needed in today's day and age. So I'm gonna be talking about that story that went viral online about a Zambia-based lawyer named Naomie Pilula'S. And honestly, it is a perfect example of how confidence is the real definition of beauty, like I always try to tell people. And I know we struggle with this. I struggle with this a lot. I've struggled with it as a young girl, as a teenager, as an early 20s, as a mid 20s, and now that I'm in my late 20s, it's still something that it gets easier as you get older. I feel so much more sure of myself at this age, but I do realize that with social media and everything that we deal with as women, it is hard. So I actually wanted to start this video reading directly from Hollywood Unlocked's write-up because that's where I saw the story and I think it captures it perfectly. So it says, in a heartwarming exclusive story with @People, a wise Zambia-based lawyer, Naomie Pilula'S, shows us what it means to stand tall in the face of negativity. While the internet tried to drag her looks, she chose to use the moment to show love for herself instead. Back in June, Pilula'S had been casually posting her usual selfies, but one photo hit differently and went viral. She captioned it, "Happy Monday. The hair is hairing and the skin is skinning. So I'm so happy. This is a Bantu knot out on freshly washed hair. So even though my hair is in dire need of retire, it still looks cute. Here's to feeling and looking cute." The now viral photo has been bombarded with rude comments, some of which shouldn't be repeated, but primarily poking fun at her nose and facial features. While for most of us, it's hard to ignore rude comments, I know it is for me, it made Pilula'S want to embrace her beauty more and on the same platform that tried to tear her down. While speaking with People, the 37-year-old explains, "I do know that one of the most controversial features that I have, which is what blew up the internet, was my nose. It's my father's nose. Why would I want to remove a feature that identifies me with my father? It doesn't make sense," she added. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that actually gave me the chills because I have my father's nose, but also because it's not just a viral moment. I think it's just a reminder that people will literally hate you for having the confidence to love yourself, to embrace the vessel God put in you, right? And Naomie could have folded under the negativity, but instead, she turned that same spotlight back on herself in a very positive way. So I gotta stand. Go ahead, girl. So today I just wanted to talk about this story and what it really represents. So I've broken this video down into 3 main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my first point is the viral photo and the internet's obsession with features, because that is the thing. Let's start with the photo itself. Naomie wasn't doing anything extraordinary, right? She was just posting, taking selfies, pictures like she always does, like everyone does. She was sharing her hair journey and her glowing skin, and she was joyful, it was casual, it was relatable to many of us. But because it didn't fit into the narrow version of Instagram beauty that the algorithm loves, the algorithm put it out there, which is kind of shady, but people latched onto her nose and decided to turn it into a joke. And this is the pattern that we see over and over online. The internet has created this unspoken checklist of what pretty should look like. Small nose, clear skin, glossy hair, symmetrical face, soft features, right? And the second someone steps out of that checklist, especially a Black woman with African features, this is an African woman, the negativity comes pouring in. And what is wild is that people weren't even clowning her outfit or her hair or even her caption. They went straight to her face and straight for something that honestly she can't change, something that she inherited. And that says something about how people are very conditioned to hate features that don't fit westernized ideals of beauty, which we know. But the part that sticks with me is that Naomie didn't try to hide it. She didn't try to apologize for it. She didn't even let it change how she saw herself, probably because she's heard it all her life. And because honestly, if you're confident in your own skin, you automatically expose how fragile other people are about their own. Clock that. People hate it when you like yourself. Trust me, I know. When you don't buy into the same insecurities that they do. One thing that we cannot ignore though is the fact that the internet has become the modern day beauty judge and jury, right? Social media, especially platforms like Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, basically thrive off a quick judgment. And unfortunately, that often means tearing apart women's looks in the name of humor, okay? Naomie's story to me is also proof of how vicious these online beauty standards can be. I mean, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, they were calling her a lot of things. Check out the comment section. I will not be repeating that stuff. But what is interesting is that people aren't really attacking her, right? They're attacking the idea of confidence in a face that does not fit, again, Eurocentric beauty ideals. And the truth is, people online are often uncomfortable when a woman doesn't fit into the narrow mold of beauty standards and actually dares to love herself publicly. It almost makes people uncomfortable, and it's very weird, but we'll get into that. They want you to be insecure so they can feel validated in their own insecurities. And I'm gonna say that again. People want you to be insecure so they can feel validated in their own insecurities. Trust and believe. That's why you have a lot of people that are viewing your Instagram story. They're viewing your Instagram pictures. You can see that you have thousands of viewers on something, but not that many likes, because people want you to feel insecure so they can feel validated in their own insecurities. They hate it when you pop it. They hate it when you think you're cute. They hate it when you love your skin. They hate it when you are okay with what you have. And think about it. If Naomie had come online crying about these comments, those same people, right? Those same people might have found entertainment in her pain. But the moment that she stood tall, embraced her nose, and tied it to her father's legacy, it definitely hit different, okay? And she was really popping it on y'all. That level of confidence exposes again how fragile and how performative most of society's beauty standards and expectations really are. And this isn't new. This is a very big cycle. Black women especially have always been hyper criticized for features that are seen as ugly on us, but celebrated when surgically placed on someone else. Clock that. I feel like the internet loves what is considered Afrocentric culture and features, but shames it on our natural features. So Naomie choosing to reject that shame and love her face for what it is feels kind of radical, because society doesn't expect us to carry that kind of self-assurance when we have these types of features. So the lesson here to me is very clear. Confidence itself can be very disruptive. Confidence is what makes people uncomfortable, not your looks. And that's exactly why Naomie's story resonated beyond just like a viral selfie. It struck at the core of how fragile, again, and how shallow, again, beauty standards really are. So hey y'all, I am back with something very exciting. I have officially partnered with DraftKings Casino, and I have to put you on to one of their biggest fan favorite games. It is called Huff and More Puff. Now listen, if you've ever played slots before, you know it's all about the thrill, and this game has it all. There's flying pigs, jackpots, and of course that big bad wolf who's always trying to blow the house down. The energy never dies with this one, and I'm telling you, it's the type of game that keeps people spinning over and over and over, because every round feels like something big could happen. So here's the best part. New players get an insane offer right now. When you play just $5, you unlock 500 casino spins on Huff and More Puff. So that is 50 spins a day for 10 days straight. That's 10 days of nonstop action, and it's the perfect way to get into the game. But make sure you all sign up using my promo code Chioma so you don't miss out. And also the features make it even more fun. You can jump straight into bonus rounds with the bypass. You can level up with prizes with hard hat symbols, and spin the wheel feature for jackpots, bonuses, and instant wins. And it's total suspense every time. So if you are ready to see what everyone's talking about with Huff and More Puff, download the DraftKings Casino app, sign up with promo code Chioma, C-H-I-O-M-A, that's me, and start spinning today. The crown is yours. Everything is pinned down below, and thank you to DraftKings Casino for sponsoring today's video. Now, moving on to point number 2, that is the cultural weight of features. And you know, I gotta talk about this because she's from Zambia, I am Nigerian, so I know what it feels like to grow up and get teased for Afrocentric features that you cannot deny. When Naomie said, "It's my father's nose," that was such a powerful statement. Again, I have my father's nose. And it's because it shifted the conversation away from looks into straight legacy. I think Afrocentric features are not random. God gave us those features for a reason, but also they are tied to our families, our culture, our history. So for many of us in the African diaspora, our features have been turned into battlegrounds, right? Think about it. Colonization and colorism taught generations of Black people that narrow noses, lighter skin, looser curls were superior. That's why skin bleaching creams sell and some of your favorite content creators are bleaching. That's why nose jobs are marketed to Black women. That's why relaxers and wigs became survival tactics, right? And while none of those choices make anyone less confident or less valid in most cases, they do show how much pressure exists to run away from what makes us look like us. And Naomie flipped the script by saying, why would I want to erase something that connects me to my father, to my family, to my history, to my heritage, to my culture? And that's the kind of confidence that can't be shaken. That's solid. She's not just projecting her nose as a feature, she's projecting it as her family's legacy, her cultural identity, her place in the world. And honestly, I think that's a lesson that a lot of people should learn from. How many times have we been made to feel that something natural about us was wrong? And how many times have we forgotten that those same things are literally the markers of where we come from in a lot of cases? That is why confidence in your features is so threatening to people. I love when I see imperfectness. I've been going through applications for my modeling company, Queen Team Models, and the things that have stuck out to me about some of the applicants are the things that people may say are not aesthetically correct, whether it's crooked teeth or a birthmark or maybe your height or whatever it may be. Those are the things that I look for because I feel like that uniqueness is confidence, and I love when people just own who they are, because when you love what people or society has taught you to hate, it definitely disrupts the whole entire system. Now, moving on to point number 3, self-love as a counter narrative. What I love the most about Naomie's story is just how she handled it. She didn't cuss anybody out like maybe I would have. She didn't go on a rant like maybe I would have. She didn't even deactivate, okay? She just kept posting, and you gotta stand. She kept smiling. She kept showing up in the same space where people tried to tear her down, and literally she's a lawyer, so she was gonna advocate for herself, and she did it with joy. And let me tell y'all, that is very powerful, because the world will try to make you feel like you're just too much or even not enough, right? So the beauty industry profits off of insecurity. That's how the whole beauty industry works, which I get it for the sake of business and marketing, but it is what it is. Social media profits off of outrage, right? But when you decide to love yourself loudly, you cut that noise off at the root. Confidence is very much contagious, okay? The more you show up as yourself, the more other people watching you feel like they can too. And that's why trolls hate it so much. They want you to crumble. They want to humble you. They want their words to matter more than your own self-image. But when you don't give them that power, it definitely eats them up. I know there's some girls right now getting ate up just by you watching, okay? So be confident. It's easier said than done. And, you know, I had to learn a lot being on a public platform for years, getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. This has been a confidence reducer at times, being a YouTuber, but also a confidence booster, because you have to keep going and realize people aren't going to like you. People are going to say things about you, what you say, how you look. But at the end of the day, you just got to remain confident in yourself. So Naomie turned her hate into fuel for her self-love. That's what we all can learn from. It's not really about fighting every critic or going back and forth for everybody. It's about being so grounded in who you are that no one and nothing that they say can shake you. Moving on to my 4th and final point, what this teaches us about beauty standards and the internet, because there's also a lesson to be learned as always. So zooming out, what does this whole story say about beauty and the internet? To me, it proves that we are still fighting the same battle between authenticity and the algorithm, okay? On one hand, brands and influencers preach diversity and body positivity, okay? But on the other hand, when someone like Naomie goes viral, the same old biases basically reappear. And that's because the internet rewards conformity, okay? We kind of all do. It pushes a specific look, a specific body type, and a specific filter. And when you don't match that, you're suddenly subject to ridicule. But I think think the irony is people mock what they secretly envy. Let me say that again for you. People mock what they secretly envy. So if you wonder why there's somebody hating on you and they always trying to come for you, is because they wish they were you. Or if they don't wish they were you, they just wish they had what you have. Trust me. They envy the fact that you're confident enough to exist without bending yourself into their mold. Okay? And confidence, again, is disruptive. And Naomie's confidence basically disrupted the whole conversation that people were trying to have about her. She reminded people that beauty is not just meeting a checklist or whatever you guys want on the internet. It's basically about how you carry yourself. It's about how you honor, again, the vessel God put you in. And that's why confidence is the true beauty. The more we celebrate people like Naomie, the harder it becomes for shallow standards to hold power. And honestly, the lesson here is very, very simple. Stop caring about what strangers online say. Okay, I know it's easier said than done, and I'm also kind of hypocritical, but overall, I've cared a lot less as I've gotten older, but I still want to push that message. Stop caring what people online have to say about everything, I should say. You'll never win their approval, and I had to learn that. So why give them your peace? Definitely defend yourself, but at the end of the day, Naomie Pilula'S story is about more than just one selfie, okay? It's about choosing to stand tall when the world wants you to shrink. And it's also about remembering that the features that you have, the ones passed down from your parents, your grandparents, your culture, are not flaws. They're your history, they're your identity. And maybe most importantly, it's about realizing that confidence is the real definition of beauty. People hate when you like yourself, okay? Because it reminds them of how much that they don't. But you don't have to live in their insecurities. You only have to live in your truth. So the next time you catch yourself doubting your reflection, think about Naomie Pilula'S. Think about what it would mean to honor your features as a connection to your roots. Because confidence is powerful and the internet can't cancel what God has already signed off on. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If you haven't already, don't forget to check out our sponsor, DraftKings Casino, Huff and More Puff. All of the links are pinned down below. It's a super fun game and I know you all will enjoy it. So definitely check it out. See what score you can get, spin that wheel, and have a lot of fun. Thank you once again for DraftKings Casino for sponsoring today's video. And lastly, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
They know I'm the queen. They cheering for me when y'all on stage is crickets. They know I get bread. They know I make dough. They know I be baking them biscuits. They know I got comments for days. I have no limit. I get the commission. They know if they play with the queen of last face, they will see it's a mortician. Like goddamn. Close your diet, but I got. I'm about to go ham. Told you I'm a queen, better get the program. But he didn't get the picture how to draw a diagram. If you grade me, I'm an A+. I know I be popping. I see why they watching. I see why they talking. It's suck bees, 'cause with ease I will bring heat. Now you have that saying OGs. Now I hate you and I spoke to you, so I jade you. I little John, I'm KKK you. I'm on fire, so I bring that flame to. S-E-Y-N-E is my name too. I'm the one you can pay that check to. I'm the one you gon' pay respect to. Yes, ma'am. Goddamn, and me killing it wasn't an accident. So damn right, yeah, I meant to. He didn't bring a check so he could get the next. So damn right, yeah, I spent you, bitch. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Oh man. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Oh man. You call me crazy and I'm in love. I'm the shit. Give me kiss.